Ireland is a country with beautiful green mountains, big empty beaches, and lochs the river. The Irish people are so nice and friendly, and Ireland is a country of story and music. Besides, it is so quiet. Most Irish people can sing, and many famous musicians are Irish. A lot of the most famous writers in the English languages are Irish too. But some people in Ireland speak only or mostly Irish. Ireland it is also a country of plum bombs, and that because between 1968 and 1988, thousand people in North Ireland died. The center and east of Ireland are very different. The land is good here, and Irish milk and meat are some of the best in the world. Farming is one of the most employed jobs in Ireland. Thousands of horses lie here too, and the people go to watch horse races in many Irish towns in September. The Irish are a Celtic people. Thousands of years ago, the Celts came to Ireland from Western France and northern Spain. They love singing and horses and stories, and they meet beautiful gold and silver stories. Irish writer Virgilius wrote this about the Celta, and Finn MacColl was a famous Celtic hero. Another famous Celt was Cuchulain's father had a brother called Conor, who was king of Ulster. Like hurling are very popular in Ireland today. Irish people play the Celtic game called Gaelic football. In Gaelic football, the players can use their feet and hands. Celtic story and music are popular too. In 401, some Irishmen came to Britain. They took many people back to Ireland and sold them. One of these people was Patrick, who was only 16. For 6 years, young Patrick working with she on a farm. Then when he was 22, he ran away to France. He learned about God from monks at a school in a French monastery. In 422, he went back to Ireland to teach the Irish about God. The Irish kings listened to him, and he built an important church in Armagh. In 824, Vikings came in their longship to attack Squally Michael II, but some Vikings came to Ireland to stay. They ruled towns with the sea, Dublin, Cork, and Limerick. Some of the Vikings married Celts. One day, two different Viking ships came to a beautiful place in Ulster. Both groups, the Vikings, waited to stay till and build a town, but there here too many of them. The two groups of Vikings looked at each other angrily. So the two ships raced towards the beach, and one man stood at the front of each ship, ready to jump down to the beach. Then one ship went in front of the back, and "We are going to win," he said. "This land will belong to you." "No, he won't not," said the man in the second ship, and angrily, "You will never win, never." Suddenly he took out his sword and the hand over the ships and the men in the first ship. The hand fell on the beach, and his bodily finger closed the land. "This is our land," said the man with one hand. "It will never belong to you, never, never, never." That is the story of the red hand of Ulster, and we can see the red hand on the flag on the North Island.
In most countries, people read about history in books. In Ireland, history is alive today. Every year, Protestants in Londonderry march to remember 1688. In Belfast, on 12th July, Protestant Orangemen march with music and songs about King William of Orange, often called King William and the Battle of the Boyne. Every year, Catholics are angry about these marches. In 1795 and 1798, the Irish fought the British. In 1801, the Act of Union made Ireland and Britain a country with Parliament in London. In the west of Ireland, many poor Catholics lived on very small farms. They had very little money and had only potatoes to eat. The poor Irish farmers and their families had nothing to eat. Thousands of them died and many more went on ships to America to find a new and better life. When the Irish people came to America, they lived in big cities. Every year on St. Patrick's Day, thousands of Americans march through New York and remember how Irish people died because there was no food. When these poor Irish people died, the Irish language nearly died with them. In 1893, a group of Irish writers tried to help the Irish language. Irish is the language of the Irish people, they said. A lot of people agreed with them. These people called themselves Sinn Féin. The people in Sinn Féin were only interested in Irish language, music and games. In 1914, the British government decided to give Ireland an Irish parliament. In 1916, a group of Irish nationalists, mostly Catholics, decided to fight for a free Ireland. They were interested in Irish music, Irish history, the Irish language, and Irish games. On Easter Monday, 1916, Pearse and his men went into the post office in the middle of Dublin. Pearse walked to the door. Irishmen and Irish women, he said Ireland belongs to the Irish people. Today, Ireland is a free country. Easter Monday, 1916, was a very important day in Irish history. After that day, everything was different. In his poem Easter 1916, the Irish writer William Butler Yeats wrote, "All change orderly, a terrible beauty is born." In many parts of Northern Ireland, there are nationalist or loyalist paintings on the walls of houses. The loyalists usually show the Red Hand of Ulster or King William of Orange and the Battle of the Boyne. The nationalist shows Celtic pictures and pictures of Bobby Sands. In 1988, the British and Irish governments met with Sinn Féin and the Ulster Unionists. They wanted to end the fighting in Northern Ireland. Together, they made the Good Friday Agreement. Today, Catholics and Protestants still do not agree about many things in Northern Ireland. But after the 8 years of fighting, people are starting to talk to each other. And most people are happy about that.
Dublin and Belfast. Dublin is the most important city in the Republic of Ireland. Its population, the number of people who live here, is 496,000. The river Liffey runs through the center of Dublin. Some people say that Ireland's famous Stout Guinness is water from the river Liffey, but it's not true. South of Cullen Bridge in the Trinity College, Ireland's oldest and most famous university. Here you can see the oldest boats in Ireland, like the boats of Kells, which are 1,000 years old. Near Trinity College you can see the famous statue of Molly Malone. People say that she was a poor but beautiful girl who sold fish called cockles and mussels in the streets to earn money, where the is famous is and Molly. Dublin also finishes part 1, the largest park in Europe. Dublin is a city of thirsty and great shopping. Belfast, with a population of 276,000, is the largest city in the Northern Ireland, famous for the ships, planes, clothing that were made here. The Titanic was built here at the Harland and Wolff shipyard. For Irish cities, Cork is the second largest city in the Republic of Ireland. Cork is the southwest of Ireland and has wonderful of 4 ships. 123,000 people live here today, and the city of Cork is famous for music, dance, theatre, and film. Londonderry of Derry, with a population of 105,000, is the second largest city in Northern Ireland. Thousands of people come to Derry for the Halloween festival. There is music there and grand parade, biggest street party. Galway, with a population of 65,800, is located in the west of Ireland, at the mouth of the River Corrib. From Galway, you can visit Connemara, which is the beautiful lakes and the Wild Mountains. Many of visitors like to come to these wild and lonely islands to listen to Irish music in the pubs. Waterford, 5,000 inhabitants, is located in the southwest of Ireland and was the first city in Ireland. It is famous for its glass, and the 4 boats were built here. Stories, music, and dancing. Irish people love stories, and many great writers were born in Ireland. The Irish word for party is simply a time for people to play music, tell stories, and dance. And many Irish dancers keep their hands still on their sides and move their feet and legs very quickly. Today, thousands of Irish children learn Irish dancing, and the best dancers from all over the world also come to dance in Ireland. A country for young people. Today, many times are chatting in the Ireland is a country of young people. Almost 50% of the population is under 25 years old. For young people, Ireland is the future is about pop music and computers, as well as agriculture and horse. Ireland is part of the European Union, and most Irish people are very happy about it. Ireland is no longer a poor country. Many business people come to Ireland and build factories. They want people to visit their island, walk through their beautiful mountains, fish in their quiet rivers, drink, sing aloud in the pubs, dance in their sailors, and most importantly, speak.